welcome to the game show.
That was
exciting. Cassie.
Thanks.
This week, in the spirit of continuing our game playing, in honor, in celebration, in conclusion of the Franchise Leadership and Development Conference, this week we are playing Draw the Brand. Tell them what you win, Bob. Well,
Bragging rights?
You're not Bob, you're Cassie.
I know, but
you
there's
can't
no one
answer
else
that.
here to answer
All right,
that.
Power rankings. If you look up on the screen on 1851franchise.com, you'll see our power rankings. Just like professional sports, these are the power rankings of brands that are ranking the most powerful.
It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. So, Cassie, for those of you who don't know at home, this is actually take two. I'm not going to show you take one. Take one was not good.
No, I killed it.
Literally. Well, they did. We won't tell you who. Okay, so pick a number, 1 through 20.
14.
14. You will be drawing Togos.
Okay.
Togos. And I will be drawing, I'm going to pick number 8.
Okay.
I will be drawing Wild Birds Unlimited.
Cool.
Okay, so play the theme music, and I think it's going, and draw it, and then we're going to show the pictures and see if they're funny or not.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Sure.
Maybe we sped up that part. Did that drawing part get sped up? Yeah, it did. Our producer back there said that's going a lot faster. All right, why don't you explain to me, and maybe we can get a picture of this so it goes up on the screen. Your drawing.
I have to explain it?
Yeah, and then show it to me.
Okay. So I had Togos. They are a California-based sandwich franchise, and given that I don't know how to draw anything, I drew the sun and a piece of bread like a sandwich because they're in California and it's sunny. I'm not showing it anymore. I've never known how to
We'll let
draw.
our users at home.
I'm a writer for a reason.
We'll let them decide. Okay, mine, I had Wild Birds Unlimited, and I have this.
Oh, it continues.
With birds, and it says continue, and you flip it over, and it has more birds, and it says continue. And then you go over here, because it's unlimited.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, this is 8. Okay, here's the thing. We could be on take 3 because she's been inappropriate every single time. Now, that time it worked out okay, but she had alternatives. So I don't know that we're going to be playing many more games. Cassie.
At least I keep it interesting.
You do keep it interesting.
All right, so we're kicking things off. Franchise leadership and development.
It's over.
It is over.
Today is Friday, October 13th. Therefore, the conference is done. So I get to talk about what we learned there, even though I haven't been to the conference because we're filming early. But I've been there many times, so I can talk in opinions.
So what fantastic news do you think that people can expect?
Fantastic. Here's what was talked about. Yes. There were plenty of people, drunk or not, that came up to each other and said, "What's new in franchise development?" They probably don't talk like that. Actually, I don't know anybody in franchise sales.
Do.
Maybe some. I don't. Sean doesn't. Plenty don't. Anyway, everybody wants to know what the silver bullet is. It doesn't exist. We've already gone through that. They were also probably talking about the rising costs of franchise sales. Historically, the number has been it costs between $8,000 and $15,000 for a franchisee, or to market to a franchise prospect to get them to buy. However, fewer prospects, more time before they buy, more franchisors, higher costs, lower availability on real estate. There are a lot of things that are going against franchise development, which is where innovation is so important. So hopefully part of the conversation at Leadership and Development was true collaboration, because one thing that's working for one brand is no longer a secret. There's no secrets in franchise sales. And secondly, the collective of a whole bunch of people saying this is the best practice should be beneficial. So.
Very cool. We'll see if it comes to fruition on the other side.
Yep, hopefully.
Any FRANlebrities people should be looking out
Shaquille
for?
O'Neal was the keynote speaker. He's a big guy in franchising.
Big guy in general.
Yeah, big guy in general. He's been a franchisee. The discussion around athletes and franchising, I'm sure, is still top of mind. Do they make good franchisees? Should we go after them? Can we get them into our system? So I'm sure he provided some great historical feedback, and franchise folks love celebrities. So when Shaq was leaving the conference, I have a feeling, one, there were plenty of people who came up to him and tried taking a selfie, but the selfie probably looks like this, so that you can see their face, and then his like mid-range.
At least they tried.
I'm just saying franchise people are small.
Fran funny count.
Yeah, that's number 3. For those of you who are kind of at home, I'm bringing these up.
Any FRASH money advice you think that brands will be able to go home with?
I mean, I already talked about the rising costs, so that's probably the biggest take. I will say the investment into social advertising as a way to invest your funds if you're trying to find franchisees seems to be a strong option, as long as the content that's supporting your advertising makes sense. The Facebooks of the world, you can do lookalike campaigns. You can take your dead leads and campaign against them. You can say, I only want to target Chicago, or I only want to target Oak Park, Illinois, and you're able to find the prospects. So FRASH money, investing into digital ads seems like a fairly cost-effective and smart way to go after your franchise prospects.
Absolutely. Now, any France that you have about the conference in general?
I mean, there's plenty of France. It goes back to what I said. There's nothing new in franchise sales. Let's start there. I've talked about this before. I think a lot of great business is about blocking and tackling, and really, in an agency world, which we have, I think the difference between good and great is great service. So if you service your prospects well, if you service your clients well, if you treat people with respect, then your business should ultimately do good things. So that's my frant
It's a good
for the
frant.
week. Thanks.
And franching forward, how do you think the conference is going to help people continue to grow?
It's another conversation. I mean, that's what 1851's about. It's about having conversations around things that are relevant or connected back to franchising. So here's another good in-person opportunity for franchise folks to talk in a room. So check mark, there's another meeting that works out well for the industry.
Any Fran funnies that you anticipate happening?
I mean, yes. What happens at Fran bars, stay at Fran bars.
True.
Hopefully they stay at Fran bars. I have plenty more that I can say on that. I will be behaving.
Yet to be determined.
behaved. No, I always behave. Come on. Move on. There's no jokes in franchising. # franchise friends. Go ahead.
As much as I try every week for inspiration or a misquote.
I won't give a misquote. I think what inspires me in thinking about what kind of marketing activities can work to help impact a brand is trying to get the collective from a whole bunch of people. So we is greater than I, and if you have that mentality in franchising, and again, there's no secrets, then you have a shot at winning at franchise sales. Be a collective, work together. People are going to find, if someone likes senior care, that's where they're going to end up. They're not going to go buy a pizza brand. People buy on passion and emotion, and if that checkmark doesn't exist, they're not going to buy your brand. So share information, be collaborative,
Nice
be
sentiment.
friendly.
It's nice. Yeah, that is inspiring.
Yeah.
How positive.
You're
So now on
inspired?
that, yeah, I am so inspired. So on that note, any frenemies, or is it mainly friends that we're going to be seeing? I don't know what that means.
Mainly Frans. There would be a lot of Frans to be seen. Yes.
And in conclusion, yes.
Yep.
Well, hope everyone had fun at the conference.
I do too. I hope you had a great time at the conference. You'll hear more about it, I'm sure, in my France, as in my
Yes.
column. I'll pull out plenty of stuff from the previous few days that you'll be able to hear in the future. But for those of you in the franchise industry, I would say anything Franchise Update does, whether it's multi-unit or this conference, or even the Consumer Marketing Conference. They're all good conferences with good content on franchising. So if you're not a part of this trend that Franchise Update puts on, or the conferences that they put on, be on the lookout. They have some really, really, really good content that comes out of them. So, see ya.
This is the 8.